Well, in February 1970, I began my basic training at Fort Dix, New Jersey. This experience was to be a time of intense training and preparing me psychologically and physically for the next few years of my life. The concept of Army basic training is to give the soldier enough information that they will begin to trust their leaders and to follow orders without question. If they learn that which is presented to them, they have a better chance of surviving the battle. Well, if you're joining us in going through this 6-month reading plan through the book of Psalms, today's reading is Psalm 144, and I encourage you to read that psalm. Well, Psalm 144, verses 1 through 4 says this: "Blessed be the Lord my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. My loving kindness and my fortress, my stronghold and my deliverer, my shield and he in whom I take refuge, who subdues my people under me. O Lord, what is man that you take knowledge of him, or the son of man that you think of him? Man is like a mere breath. His days are like a passing shadow." Well, have you ever noticed how many times in the scriptures we are told that we're at war? Using my software program, I discovered the word war or battle was used 502 times in the New American Standard Bible. Now, I did not separate them from the historical incidences where someone says that they are going into battle, but the overwhelming majority described a time of spiritual warfare that a believer has to face, and therefore we must be prepared. So, what is effective preparation for spiritual warfare? Now, there's not a boot camp or basic training to which we can go. We're kind of left on our own, particularly in this time of COVID-19. Some may tell me that I can go on YouTube or other web spaces to find material. And that's all well and good, but it's not the same as having interaction with people in general. I listened to a sermon on Sunday. Now, this sermon appeared to answer this question. The pastor drew a large circle and then 2 smaller circles inside that circle. He used Jesus as an example of selecting 70, 12, and then 3 disciples. The 70 disciples he sent out on teams for a particular mission, and after that mission was finished, they were to come back. The 12 in that circle spent a considerable amount of time with Christ with him in discipleship, kind of a 12-to-1 discipleship program. The final group of people were the top 3, Peter, James, and John. Now think about that for a minute. Jesus had 3 people who were his close friends, and they were the last friends that he spent time with before his arrest and crucifixion. And while Jesus taught everybody the 70, then the 12, and then the 3, the 3 received a greater amount of instruction. So what this means is that we should be a part of some small groups. The 70 would be a small group inside of a church which we might attend. The 12 would possibly be our Sunday school class or some growth class where we spend time together studying the scriptures and in prayer and in fellowship with each other. But then the 3 should be our go-to group, the people who we trust most. These are the ones who will help us grow and prepare as well as stand by us when we are at war. Now today I'd like you to think about these 3 that you might call upon, and then make a move to make them your inner friends, your inner circle. And if you would like a PDF copy of this entire reading plan, please send an email to phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.